After an emotionally charged series in Tampa, your Rangers push the playoffs continue in Kansas City. The Royals are also in the wild card hunt, but desperately need wins to stay there. The intensity of the stretch drive continues when the Rangers meet the Royals next on Friday Night Baseball. Meaningful fall baseball has arrived here in the city of fountains, Kansas City, Missouri, where the Rangers getting set to hook it up with the Kansas City Royals in the first of three over this weekend. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us on this Friday night of Ranger baseball, and it looks to be a dandy for the weekend. The Rangers coming in after a great win last night in Tampa, and Tom, they've got their best young left-hander going, Martin Perez, tonight.
You know, he's pitched so well, Buzz, and he's been so consistent that even in games like this, important games, you feel good when he's on the mound. You have a lot of confidence that he can come out and get the job done. His 6-game winning streak finally ended. He's lost his last 2 starts, but he pitched well against Oakland in his last start. On the road, his last 5 road starts, he's 5-0. His ERA is well under 3. The other thing you like about Martin is he's not a young 22-year-old who'll give you 5 innings. He's generally going to give you 7 innings because he throws a lot of strikes.
That he does, and he has been impressive. The last 2 months, he ran off 6 consecutive wins, and Rangers hope he gets back on the winning side of things. Just 10 games left, and tonight, a very big one as the Rangers and the Royals get set to meet in Game 1 coming up from Kansas City. That'll be up next on TXA 21. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best-selling trucks for 36 straight years. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T UVerse TV. And by TXU Energy. The right things right now. 1-866-CALL-TXU. The umpires making their way to home plate. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, the site of this 3-game weekend series, a showdown in the wild card race in the American League. We'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you when we come back to Kauffman Stadium right after this on TXA 21. Well, a beautiful early fall night here in Kansas City. A big crowd expected. This is the final home weekend for the Royals of the 2013 regular season. And umpire and crew out there exchanging lineup cards. And the Rangers and Royals, who are separated by 3 games in the wild card race. The Rangers, of course, tied with the Rays for the first spot in that wild card for the top 2 spots. And the Royals trailing them both by 3 games. So this, a do-or-die weekend for the Kansas City Royals in the wild card race. You see the numbers there with Cleveland a half game back, and then Baltimore 2 games back of Tampa Bay and Texas. Kansas City 3 back, and the Yankees 3.5 back in a very tightly packed wild card grouping. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out with 10 games left in this 2013 season. And in the 3rd inning, Tampa Bay is leading Baltimore 3-0. That ball game in the 3rd inning. We'll keep you updated on how things are going there. They're, of course, playing in Tampa Bay. Well, the Royals taking the field here tonight. And Kansas City coming in with a record of 80-72. Here at home, though, they have been 6 games over 500. And here's the Rangers batting order tonight. Then Ron Washington has come in. Ian Kinsler leads off. Elvis Andrus is next, followed by Alex Rios. Adrian Beltre plays 3rd base and bats cleanup. A.J. Przinsky is the DH tonight. Mitch Moreland at first, batting 6th. Giovanni Soto behind the plate, batting 7th. And hitting 8th, the left fielder David Murphy. And the 9th man is the center fielder Leonis Martinez.
And we'll take a look at the scouting report on Ervin Santana. 9-9 with a 3.23 ERA in 30 starts. He's given up 64 home runs since the start of 2012. That's the most in Major League Baseball. He's had 28 career starts against the Rangers. He has a winning record, but he has an ERA of 5.79. He's taken some pretty sound beatings at the hand of the Rangers, and on the other hand, he's tossed a couple of shutouts against the Rangers. So he's a guy that if he's keeping his slider down and where he wants to throw it, keeping his fastball away from the middle of the plate, he can be very, very tough to hit. And he's having a good season. He's got the 9th best ERA in the American League at 3.23.
Now, no secrets between Ervin Santana and the Rangers. This is his 29th career start against the Rangers, the second one this year. So just depends on who can execute the best. The Royals defense tonight behind Santana. Gordon in left, Kane in center. Maxwell is in right. Hosmer at first, Bonifacio and Escobar up the middle. Mike Moustakas at third base. Salvador Perez is catching. And Ervin Santana on the mound. And the umpiring crew tonight. We have Jeff Nelson calling the balls and strikes here this evening. He's joined by Jim Wolf at first, Ed Hickox at second, and Sam Holbrook is down at third. Jeff Nelson, by the way, the crew chief of this quartet. Well, the jacket's broken out here tonight as the fall has descended on the upper Midwest. Cool climbs, the storm front going through last night just before the Rangers came into Kansas City Airport, and it was pretty chilly this morning. Underway to Ian Kinsler, and he takes inside for ball one. So the Rangers trying to build on last night. The victory over Tampa Bay, an 8-2 win. Ian, line drive to center field, Kane to his left, and able to track that down. Ian hit the ball on the button, but has nothing to show for it. So one away for Elvis Andrus. 67 degrees here in game time, a very slight breeze blowing from the left field corner toward the right field corner. And the crowd's really picking up here in Kansas City. Had a good 3-game series against Cleveland. And now for this last weekend of the regular home season for the Royals, they expect the neighborhood of 30,000 each night. And then the Sunday afternoon game also about that many.
Definitely one of the biggest crowds we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years coming here.
Yep.
Great to see. A lot of blue in the stands.
0-1 pitch to Elvis, and he takes another strike. It's 0-2. Andrus, like Kinsler, hitting at 272, and Santana working at a breakneck pace up the middle. Diving stop by Bonifacio. He throws and gets in. Oh, what a play by Emilio Bonifacio to take a base hit away from Andrus.
Well, both the first two guys have hit the ball well. Ian hit his ball right on the nose to center field. Elvis hit that ball well. Looked like it was going to be a base hit up the middle. But Bonifacio goes to his right, dives, and makes a nice play, and has just enough on the ball and gets a good pick at first base from Hosmer to get the second out of the inning. Santana working very quickly, getting the ball, staying on the rubber, and throwing it.
So 2 outs and a couple of good defensive plays. Here's Alex Rios hitting at 278. First pitch inside. Rios, one of the 4 Ranger home runs last night. He now has 17, 72 RBI. And a chopper on 2 hops out to short. Escobar across the diamond, and it's a very quick and easy 1-2-3 first inning. Rangers gone in order after half inning. Rangers nothing. Royals coming up on TXA 21. Well, a quick top of the first inning. Rangers gone very quickly against Ervin Santana, and now the Royals coming to bat, and here is the batting order for Kansas City. Ted Yost putting together Alex Gordon. Leading things off, Emilio Bonifacio is next in Eric Hosmer. Billy Butler bats cleanup. He's the DH. Salvador Perez bats 5th. Lorenzo Cain is in center. Mike Moustakas at 3rd, bats 7th. Justin Maxwell is the right fielder. Alcides Escobar bats 9th to play shortstop.
And our scouting report for Martin Perez. Nice 9-5 record and a solid 3.64 ERA. 2 or fewer walks in 15 of his 17 starts. In his last 5 road starts, he's undefeated. He's 5-0, has a decision in every one of them. An excellent ERA, and opponents are only hitting .223 against him. He's averaging almost 7 innings per start, pitching deeply into ball games by throwing a lot of strikes, getting a lot of ground balls, using his changeup. He's really becoming a solid big league pitcher.
Alex Gordon leading things off against Martin Perez, and the left-hander fires strike 1 at the knees. Gordon at .271, 20 home runs, 80 RBI, and for a while the Royals had Gordon hitting down in the 3rd spot in the order, but he's moved back to his accustomed leadoff spot and has responded well. Provides an awful lot for Kansas City on base percentage wise at the top spot, and also that added power that a leadoff man has, a la Ian Kinsler. That pitch inside to him. It's now 2-1. Gordon, since moving back to the leadoff spot for Ned Yost back on August 22nd, is hitting .302 on base percentage of just about .350. Ahead of the count here, Perez to the wind. Check swing foul, the count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gordon, the team leader with those 20 home runs, and also the 80 RBI are the most. This Royals team doing a lot of base running too, and Gordon not being left out of that. Got him on the fist and a 2-hopper to Kinsler. That is out number 1. And we'll take a look at the rest of the Ranger defense behind Martin Perez tonight. You have Murphy, Martin, and Rios left, center, and right. Moreland at first. You saw Kinsler at second. He's joined by Elvis Andrus at short. Adrian Beltre at third. Giovanni Soto for the 2nd straight night is catching, and he is handling Martin Perez. So 5 pitches into the game for Martin. He has the first out, and here's Emilio Bonifacio. And a good tailing fastball right on the outside corner for strike 1. Bonifacio with the Blue Jays prior to coming over this year to the Royals. Takes a little bit low. The numbers overall, 3 home runs, 27 driven in. But he has added that speed element at the top of the order. The 400 hitter also in his last 7 home games. Trying to bunt, and bunts it foul. 1-2 now.
He's been a lot better player for Kansas City than he's been for Toronto. Since he's been in Kansas City, he's stolen 15 out of 17 bases.
Down on the count here at a ball and 2 strikes. Perez back to him. And didn't miss by much off the inside corner, but it's 2-2. Martin, as we mentioned, ran off that 6 straight start winning streak. And he's lost the last couple, but pitched better his last time out against Oakland. Misses low here, and the count has gone full. So Bonifacio trying to get aboard with 1 out. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. Royals 42-36 here at Kauffman Stadium. They have won 6 of their last 10 ball games. Payoff pitch. Chopper slowly hit to third. Beltre has it go under his glove as he tried to short hop it. And Bonifacio will be aboard.
A good sinker right there by Martin Perez. He got Bonifacio to swing at it. And a play that I think Adrian normally makes. He knows he's got to make it quickly because Bonifacio runs well. Not much you can do with that pitch except exactly what Bonifacio did. Adrian just didn't come up with the ball. I think he was maybe thinking about throwing it before he caught it.
Now that's going to be ruled an infield single. Bonifacio aboard with his 27 stolen bases. And the Royals, the best base stealing team since the All-Star break in the American League, and overall this year they are tops in all of baseball. Here's Hosmer, one of their hottest hitters. And he takes that breaking ball to the outside corner. Hosmer hitting at .303 with 16 home runs, and 77 driven in, and a great on-base percentage at .356. Perez sets and misses a little bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hosmer is really worn out Ranger pitching too over the last 2.5 years. .323 his career average against Texas pitching. Bonifacio steps off the lead from first. Hosmer, a line drive base hit to left field. Bonifacio stops at second. Hosmer with the base hit. 2 aboard with 1 out for Billy Butler.
Oh, well hit ball by Hosmer. That's a fierce slashing type swing that he takes, and he's going to be such a good hitter because of his ability to do that, go the other way with that good fastball away. And if you throw him something on the inside part of the plate, he can pull it with authority. He's just scratching the surface of what he's going to do someday.
So back-to-back hits now. Runners at first and second. Billy Butler, the DH, hitting at .292, steps to the plate.
Well, Butler's hit into 24 double plays, and that's what Martin Perez will be trying to get right now. Throw that sinker down and try to get a ground ball.
First pitch is just a bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Butler, that first series that the Rangers had against the Royals in Arlington back in May, won 2 out of 3 and handled Butler pretty well. He was just 2 out of 9. Boy, in his career against the Royals, or against the Rangers, I should say, a .323 hitter.
Butler's 24 ground into double plays, and most in the American League.
And the Rangers looking for that 2 ball. They had a couple of them last night at very opportune times down in Tampa Bay. Perez with the 1-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat, it could be 2. Kinsler, Andrews, back to Moreland. 4-6-3, and make that 25 grounded in double plays for Billy Butler. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left after 1. We are scoreless in Kansas City.
The Fan Sports Show on TXA 21.
Yeah, gorgeous skies overhead, and a quick reminder that TXA 21 and CBS 11 will host the station's 3rd annual Kids Triathlon. That's coming up in Keller on Saturday, September the 28th. It's designed to help kids learn that fitness can be fun. It's open to ages 4 through 13, and all participants receive a t-shirt and a finisher's medal. Find out more at TXA21cares.com. A scoreless ball game as we head to the 2nd inning. For the Rangers, it'll be the middle third of the order. Beltre, Pierzynski, and Moreland against Santana, who misses inside to Beltre. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Santana just needed 7 pitches to work through the Rangers in the 1st inning. And Beltre stepping in, hitting at .316. Ahead of the count now at 2-0. Adrian last night 1 for 4, had a double. Also had an intentional walk in that game. Up the middle, that's going to be a base hit. Well, right back through the box, and finally a Ranger hit a ball hard, and nobody was able to catch it before the base hit was registered.
Santana got behind in the count, came in with a fastball, and Adrian was ready for it. Trying to throw it a little more away than this, maybe. Caught the middle of the plate and went right by his glove.
That was probably close enough for Santana to hear it go by him.
Yeah.
That sizzle.
He got his glove up. Maybe a little bit late, though.
Yeah. He's swatting at flies. Here's AJ. Shows a bunt and pulls the bat back. That had Moustakas coming down the line a little bit from third. He wasn't completely convinced that AJ was really going to bunt. Pierzynski at .278 with the average, 17 home runs, 64 driven in. He's got Beltre at first, Nobody out here in the Rangers second. That ball is hammered deep to right center field. Cain at the wall. Goodbye. No, it's off the wall. Around third is Beltre. Here comes a throw to the plate, and Adrian in standing as Pierzynski, a long double off the very top of the wall in right center field, and the Rangers lead 1-0.
I think the Rangers caught a break there. If Bonifacio makes any kind of throw at all to the plate, then they've got a great chance of cutting Adrian down at the plate. But Bonifacio's throw is about 20 feet off line. Santana was not backing the play up. He actually cuts this ball off the bat. Boy, you must have to smoke one today to get it out of here, because Adrian really hit, AJ really hit that ball hard. But watch this throw. He's right in back of second base, and that throws halfway up the third baseline. That's one big difference between these two teams, is the way the second baseman throw, that's for sure. If that's Ian, that's an out at the plate.
You know, I bet he picked up Santana when he turned his head to throw to the plate.
That's what it looked like.
And Moreland, first ball swinging, shallow center field. That is going to fall. No, it's not either going to fall. Boy, that got me going all different ways. Nice over-the-shoulder catch by Escobar, the shortstop.
Well, that was a beautiful play by Escobar, because Lorenzo Cain never saw the ball. Cain had his arms up, and Escobar had to go probably as deep into center field as we have seen a shortstop go to make a play this year. That's a great play by Escobar. He never stops. I think he senses that Cain can't see the ball and knows it's going to have to be him.
Boy, that is some kind of range for a shortstop to be able to go out that far.
No, with a man on second and no outs, Santana makes a pretty good pitch to Mitch and keeps him from pulling the ball and getting the runner over to third base.
The one out here is Giovanni Soto. Soto, his 8th home run of the year last night. Pulls this one on the ground to third. A big hop to Moustakas, who throws across the diamond. Soto retired. Pierzynski staying at second. And they're now 2 out for David Murphy.
And the ball coming off the wall. The throw in is a good throw. Bonifacio's throw is way off line, and you might be right, Buzz. I think that's what he was doing, because he threw it. It looked like exactly where he tried to throw it. Yeah. And if that's the case, that's what Santana gets for not being behind the plate, backing the play up where he should have been.
Exactly right. He was hanging around there being a spectator.
Yeah.
And he caused his second baseman to throw to the wrong guy.
Sure what it looked like.
You know, if you're backing that play up, the one person that Bonifacio picks up when he turns his head is the catcher.
Yeah.
Breaking ball hangs outside to David Murphy. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Murph getting his first start in a week. A week ago today was the last time that he started a ball game. Hitting just .220, 13 home runs, 44 driven in, and he takes low and inside. And I'm pretty sure one of the reasons that Murphy in there this evening is his success against Santana. In that Murph has had 3 home runs and 9 RBIs against Santana. Only hitting .219 as you saw, but doing a lot of damage. And Ron Washington doesn't underestimate the importance of damage against a guy like Santana. So the Rangers a couple of hits in the inning, a leadoff single, then a run scoring double. Have not been able to advance Pierzynski in either of the 2 outs. And Murphy takes at the knees. It's 2-2. Last time Murphy played was on Sunday against Oakland. He was a replacement in that game. Check swing outside, almost in the Murphy zone. 3-2.
That might have been in the Murphy zone. He finally got a call. Yeah, it might be a little outside.
Yeah, it was close.
It wouldn't have been the first time that he's had that pitch called on him.
Payoff pitch to Murphy. Line to left field. Alex Gordon comes in a couple of steps and makes the catch, and that'll do it. But the Rangers strike quickly. They get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. After an inning and a half, it's the Rangers 1, the Royals nothing on TXA 21. Hey, Rangers fans, don't forget to text your thoughts on Wash's call to Mark McLemore at 469-209-2121. And if you read your text in the postgame show tonight, you'll win a $50 sporting goods gift card from Metro PCS. The text number again, 469-209-2121. Well, the Rangers take an early 1-0 lead, and now Martin Perez will try to throw up a shutdown inning. First ball swinging, and Salvador Perez pulls it foul outside third. It is 0-1. Perez has really caught fire. Salvador Perez, not Martin. Martin has been on fire since the All-Star break, but Salvador really swinging the bat well for the Royals of late, especially a 6-game hitting streak. And you make that a 7-game hitting streak. Well, he is a swinging machine up there.
Yeah, he came up last year and had 200 at bats and hit 300. Kind of picking up where he left off in his first season. He's a free swinger. He's only walked 20 times, but he can make solid contact, boy.
No, that is the third base hit against Martin Perez tonight by the Royals. 1 on, nobody out. Lorenzo Cain now will step in. You know, and I think that's something you could probably say about most of the Royals. They are free swingers. They only have a .317 team on base percentage. That's 7 points lower than the Rangers. And the Rangers aren't noted for a lot of walks, but certainly a little more accepting of the base on ball than the Royals are. They have the same batting average at .262 for both clubs. 0-1. The count to Cain, a .251 hitter. Boy, he's got a good tailing delivery tonight. That was a changeup that moved off the outside corner. His fastball's been moving the same direction. Martin Perez really working that first base side of home plate. 0-2, the count to Cain. Tried the inside corner and straightened him up with the fastball. It's 1-2. Cain with good speed, not a great double play candidate, but Rangers have shown last night and tonight turning double plays has become a thing that's in vogue with the infield. Slow chopper to third. Beltre is going to have a tough play. Can't handle it. Only had one chance. That was the barehanded throw and couldn't get it done. Second infield hit in the first 2 innings for the Royals. 2 on, nobody out for Moustakas.
Well, when you see 2 balls hit like that early in the game, it's a pretty good indication that the pitcher has a pretty good sinker working, and that's exactly what Martin does. He keeps the ball down, he makes it sink, and he just beat that into the ground, almost the exact same ball that Bonifacio hit. Both of them went for infield hits. Both hitters that hit them were fast runners, forcing Adrian to hurry and not be able to come up with it.
See, the Royals, the team leaders with 153 infield hits. Here's Moustakas, and first ball swinging. It's out of play to the left. Moustakas, .235 average-wise with 11 home runs and 41 driven in. Beltre, the third baseman, playing even with the bag. Not completely convinced that Moustakas might not be asked to bunt at some point. Perez with the 0-1 pitch. Now 1-1. Moustakas has not come along quite as quickly as his teammate Eric Hosmer. Hosmer, though, you remember last year, a slow year, and he caught fire this year after the first month. Slowly hit, could be 2. Kinsler gets 1 on the tag, throws to first, and the Rangers turn another double play. This one here in the second inning, 4-3 on the twin killing with Perez going to third.
Well, Cain ran right into that double play. He never stopped running, made it easy for Ian to get the double play. At the very least, he's got to stop and cause a rundown. Slowly hit ball. Ian figured the best chance to get the double play is to tag Kane, throw to first base, which is exactly what he did. So even though the Royals have gotten a couple of soft infield hits against Martin, his sinker has allowed him to get a couple of double plays as well.
So now Perez will face Justin Maxwell, the right fielder. Salvador Perez the third. Nice stop by Giovanni Soto on that first pitch. Maxwell came over from the Astros. Trade on the trading deadline. Minor league pitcher Kyle Smith going to Houston. Maxwell hitting .255 overall with 6 home runs and 20 driven in. Perez with the 1-0 pitch to center field. Leonys Martin coming on, can't play it. It's by him, and Maxwell slowed down. Now he's going to second. The run is in. The game is tied at 1, and Maxwell ends up at second base.
Well, he's trying to make it sink down and away. This one didn't sink. This one was straight as a string right in the middle of the plate. That's where you obviously want to keep the ball away from. Maxwell took advantage of it, hit it hard. Martin in center field couldn't get to it, tried to knock it down.
Well, that's going to be ruled a double. RBI for Justin Maxwell. The game is tied. Maxwell in scoring position now with 2 outs. And the number 9 man, Alcides Escobar, is at the plate. First pitch from Perez is a belt high strike on the changeup. Escobar, a .239 hitter. 4 home runs, 51 RBI though. He has done some damage from that number 9 slot. That's to center field. On comes Leonys Martin. This one he's able to corral, playing a little more shallow. Side retired, but the Royals tie the ball game. A run on 3 hits. They leave 1 on to the third. Rangers 1, Royals 1. FansMLB.com At Bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. It's available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Rangers baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. Now both clubs putting up a single run in the second inning. We'll go to the third, and Leonys Martin will start things off. Number 9 man, then back to the top of the order for Kinsler and Andrews. Martin, a .262 hitter. And takes the first Santana offering for strike 1. Four extra base hits for Martin in his last couple of ball games. He had a 3 extra base hit game 2 nights ago down in Tampa Bay. Now Santana started into the wind and thought better of it. Santana 21 pitches in the first couple of innings, 14 of them strikes. Gave up the run on a couple of hits in the second. The 1-1 to Martin. Leonys 4 out of 13 against the Rays in that just completed series. Pulls this one on the ground. 2 hops into the glove of Bonifacio. 1 gone. Now back to the top of the Rangers order. And Ian Kinsler and Elvis Andrus will get their second at bats against Santana. Kinsler hit the ball right on the button his first time up, lined out to center field. Ian at 272 still as he faces Santana for the second time. Kinsler 6 out of 19 in Tampa. Takes that fastball right down the middle. Ian had multiple hits in 3 of the 4 games against the Rays. All the way to the backstop. That will even the count and a ball and a strike. And graphically, you see that Kinsler had an excellent series against Tampa. Had a 2-for-4 night with a couple of walks last night. That's a bit low. It's 2-1 now.
I think one thing that has characterized Santana's career has been inconsistency.
Escobar deep in the hole at short. Boy, he's got a cannon. 2 gone.
Santana's had years where his ERA has been 5.76, 5.03, 5.16, which would knock you out of a starting rotation. But he's also had 3 years where it's been 3.49, 3.92, 3.38, and it's 3.23, ninth in the league this year. So for a while there, it was every other year was a really good year, or for him, a really bad year. But coming over here in a trade right before he's eligible to be a free agent, he's having an excellent season. He have well over 200 innings probably, and could finish in the top 10 in ERA. Nice position to be in as a free agent.
Yep, sure is. He drops the slider into Elvis for strike 1. Andrews robbed of a base hit his first time, and that's going to be up the middle. A great play by Escobar to get him, and Elvis is 0 for 2 and can't believe it. The 2 middlemen have taken base hits away from Elvis, and the Rangers gone in order after 2.5. Rangers 1, Royals 1. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by SportsCityToyota.com and by the University of Texas at Arlington. Now we head to the bottom of inning number 3, a 1-1 ball game. Rangers with 2 hits and the Royals with 5 hits against Martin Perez. A couple of double plays have kept the possibility of major damage down to a minimum. Alex Gordon up for his second time as Perez faces the top of the order here in the 3rd and misses outside with ball 1. Gordon, a ground ball to Kinsler as he led the game off for Kansas City tonight. Boy, a good tailing fastball got down and in to Gordon.
Well, we've got a couple of birthdays. They're both 99. Carl Legenhager from Georgetown and Olita Thornton from Clovis, New Mexico are both 99 years old. Happy birthday, Carl and Olita.
A ball and 2 strikes.
Also got some notes from people who were at the ball game today. Try to get to those as well. A lot of Ranger fans here on the weekend. Last road weekend of the season.
And Gordon again rolling over on a ball. Kinsler knocks it down, picks it up, and throws to first. So Gordon playing pepper with Ian Kinsler the first couple of times up. 1 away. Emilio Bonifacio will be next.
Richard and Suzette Schreiber are here. They're from Windthorst, Texas. Suzette has a bakery there, and she sent us up a huge box of cookies from her bakery. Thank you very much, Suzette.
Well, I'm going to lend my endorsement, too. Those are great cookies. Wow.
You don't often partake. I'm glad you like them. Suzette sent us goodies up for a long time now. Also, Shirley Coast and her husband Cal are here. They were in Tampa as well. Shirley, better known as our cookie lady, sent us up a batch of cookies. Thank you, Shirley.
Perez with a 1-0 pitch, and it's inside now to Bonifacio at 2-0.
Donnie and Teresa Johnston from Canadian, Texas are here for Friday and Saturday's game. Glad you could be here.
And ball 3 is down and away.
And Ronnie and Jackie Dixon from Grand Prairie like to say hi to their 6 grandkids and all their family and friends back in Texas. Buzz, they want you to know that they're still looking for the ball that's hit to Grand Prairie. They haven't found it yet.
And Bonifacio gets a 4-pitch walk, and Martin Perez now will work from the stretch with 1 out.
Yeah, you just wonder on an at-bat like that, you got a guy that's not a power hitter, a guy that really runs well. The last thing you want to do is walk. I mean, he hasn't walked anybody yet in the game, and then bang, on 4 pitches, you can't find the strike zone.
Yep.
Weird how that happens.
That's a head scratcher.
Yep.
Particularly with this guy coming up. Eric Hosmer swinging the bat as well as anybody in the American League. He had a sharp single to left field his first time. Well, he had a rip at that fastball down and in.
This guy's one of the 4 or 5 guys in baseball that when he comes to the plate, he's frightening.
Yeah.
He would be to me as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Cespedes is like that with Oakland. There's several more, but this kid is definitely one of them. That swing he takes.
Now we were talking with Rex Hudler, one of the TV guys with the Royals before the ball game, about the ball that he hit that Hosmer hit that got Alex Cobb down in Tampa Bay and knocked him out. And Rex said, you know, he's amazed. Rex was amazed that Cobb was able to recover it all as hard as that ball was hit. As big as Hosmer is, when he hits a line drive, that it's going pretty quick. Gets fisted there, and a ground ball just in foul territory before it gets to Mitch Moreland. And the one thing you have to do, which is what Martin is doing in this at bat, is keep him from extending his arms. And Hosmer's so quick inside, that's not easy to do sometimes.
Yeah, you just have to give him some different looks. At least if you keep it in there, he's probably not going to hit it back through the mound.
Yeah.
Throw it out over the plate. You better be ready.
Now Martin ahead of the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Bonifacio at first with very good speed. 27 stolen bases. And inside, Bonifacio really trying to read the move of Martin Perez. Perez doing a great job of giving Bonifacio different looks over there. He had a slide step that time, and at times Martin has held the ball, kind of frozen him over there, and then other quick moves, trying to give Giovanni Soto an opportunity to throw out Bonifacio if he does indeed go. And you know he's trying to. Now Soto's going to go out and talk to Martin Perez.
Yeah, this is very much a homegrown lineup for the Royals. They've got 4 former #1 draft choices. Gordon and Moustakas were the 2nd picks in the drafts that they were picked in. Hosmer was a 3rd pick. And Billy Butler was a 14th pick. So they've had high picks because of their bottom of the league finishes. And they cashed them in on some pretty good looking young players, guys that you can build around for the future.
Got him swinging. Well, a good job by Perez. He's staying right in there, and Hosmer not able to get the head of the bat to the ball.
The first time up, he threw him a pitch belt high and out over the plate, and he just drilled it into left field. That time, he made a conscious effort to run the sinker in, and he had much better success. The ball really sunk, and he swung right over the top of it.
That is the first strikeout tonight for Martin Perez. 2 gone, and Billy Butler at the plate now, who grounded in to a double play. And he takes the breaking ball for strike 1. Butler at 292. He and Hosmer tied for 2nd with the 77 RBI. Alex Gordon, of course, leading with 80. Rip and a miss at the changeup, and it's 0-2. Martin Perez tonight has done some of his best work after he's gotten a runner on base. Bonifacio getting the lead at first. The 0-2 pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Might want to mention too that with the base stealing threat that the entire Royals team presents, Giovanni Soto has done a great job of throwing out base runners to the tune of 30% this year. He and Krasinski have done a great job together.
He was definitely a force in last night's game. We mentioned it several times last night. If he doesn't throw out those 2 runners in the 2nd inning, there's a chance that Darvish never gets through 5 innings.
Yeah.
As many pitches as he threw early in that game.
That's right.
That was kind of an unsung part of that game last night, was Giovanni's defensive plays.
A 2-2 now, the count to Butler. Perez sets a check of first. Off the plate, Perez steps, throws, dugout by Moreland. Nice play on both ends of that. 1-3 on the putout. Royals gone in the third. They strand a runner. And after 3, it's the Rangers 1, the Royals 1 on TXA 21.
There's something special about this place. It's where MVPs left you starstruck. A rookie phenom stole the show. All the while, a journeyman stole your heart. The roaring crowd on a Friday night as the runner digs for third. The team is resilient and gritty as a true Texan, determined to take back the West. It's where this happens. The Rangers' final homestand of the regular season begins with a 3-game set against Houston this Monday through Wednesday.
A 1-1 ball game as we go to the top of the 4th. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. I'd like to find out from you who was the last Major League player to play while older than the sitting U.S. president. Yeah, that's happened.
It's an interesting question.
Last Major League Baseball player to play in the major leagues when he was older than the sitting U.S. president.
I got a couple guesses on that one.
Okay. Well, we'll give all of you and Tom a little while to think about that. Give you the answer next half inning. Alex Rios leading off the Ranger 4th inning, and Santana drops in the breaking ball. It is 0-1.
That's one of those sliders that gets hammered when you're in the mood to swing at it. Not that one.
Not that one. No.
He had the wrong choice. He should have swung at the first one and taken the second one.
That'd get a head slider.
Yeah.
And it was just that. He got ahead, but he's down on the count now. Alex Rios at 0-2.
Santana's trying to win his 10th game. If he does sometime this year, he would join James Shields and Jeremy Guthrie. Each one of them has won 10. Last time 3 Royals won 10 games, 1996.
Rios down on strikes. That is the first punch out for Ervin Santana tonight.
Yeah, again, he had a pretty good pitch to hit on the first one, but he was taking. And then Santana went to the good slider and buried it in the right location, and he got Alex to swing at it.
Adrian Beltre, a single to center his first time up. Takes inside corner, strike 1. Beltre came around to score the Ranger 1 run on a double deep off the wall in right center field off the bat of A.J. Pierzynski. Rip and a miss. Santana dialing up a pretty good slider here in the 4th inning. Santana, no walks, the 2 hits, 1 strikeout tonight. Up the middle, up goes Bonifacio to pull it down. A well-timed leap by Emilio Bonifacio for the play.
He timed that perfectly and went as high as he could go. That was pretty high. Nice play. Pretty nice job of hitting by Adrian. That slider was almost in the dirt. Made a bid for a base hit. And just because the fans liked it so much, thank you very much.
Now here's Pierzynski. Last Ranger to reach base, as a matter of fact, is Santana's retired the last 9. And a breaking ball stays outside. AJ with his 65th RBI on that double out to right center field. Santana's 2-0 pitch. That's out of play to the left. AJ is 2 for 13 in the series against the Rays. Just completed. Fouls another one off to the left, and the count's even. But Pierzynski in the last dozen ball games has hit at a 295 clip. And you look at the all-time leaders in the average category here at Kauffman Stadium. AJ hitting 350. That's 5th best. Saw Adrian Beltre right at the top. And Ervin Santana gets a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Rangers gone in order. After 3.5 it remains. The Rangers won, the Royals won on TXA 21. Well, back for the bottom of the 4th, and remember the AT&T trivia question? We asked you, who was the last Major League player to play while older than the sitting U.S. president? How about Satchel Paige? Played with the Cleveland Indians. Came up, he was 59 years of age, and sitting president at that time, Lyndon Johnson, 57 years of age.
I was going to say either Satchel Paige or Minnie Minoso. Remember when they brought Minnie Minoso back?
Yeah.
I think it was in his 70s when they brought him back for one day so he could play at something like 6 decades.
Right.
So I don't think I don't know if did he play in that game?
He pinch hit.
Did he let him play?
Yeah, he pinch hit. 0-2 the count to Salvador Perez, and he takes low and inside from Martin Perez. You know, Tom told you before the ball game about the excellent job by Martin getting deep into ball games because of his reasonable pitch count. He's at it again here tonight. That was his 50th pitch of the inning in the 4th inning. Salvador Perez, single leading off the 2nd, came around to score the Royals run against Martin Perez. 1-2 pitch. Elvis has a convenient hop, fires onto Moreland, and that is out number 1.
No, any of the balls that have been hit hard tonight are just pitches that Martin made mistakes with and got up and out over the plate. When he's kept the ball down and made it sink, they're just beating it into the ground. There's been 3 balls hit, 2 for infield hits, 1 for an out. They were just banged right into the ground. It ended up being little dribblers. That sinker away was an excellent pitch. Perez tried to pull it, hit it right off the end of the bat. He's making his pitches, and he's had 2 double play grounders too.
And he drops an off-speed pitch over the outside corner. That was a curveball. We don't see him throw that pitch all that much, but when he breaks it out, if you keep it there, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Works
like another one.
Tried it again.
Yeah. Hey, you got the feel for it. Go ahead and throw it.
Yeah.
And he's gotten Kane down in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, if that progression is what you're going to keep doing, getting it a little higher, a little more in the middle of the plate, don't throw the 3rd.
Stop. Came up and in with the fastball. That's a pretty good follow-up pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kane, the infield single back in the 2nd inning.
Martin doing a pretty good job of getting ahead. There's another one. Getting ahead of the hitters. 11 out of 15 first pitch strikes.
2nd strikeout. There are 2 gone quickly here in the 4th. And Mike Moustakas now will come up.
Well, he had the feel for his curveball and probably also sensed that it was a pitch that Lorenzo Cain might have some problems with. And he didn't get that one up. He threw that one down and got Cain to swing at it. And good job by Martin, trying to have a quick inning right here. First 1-2-3 inning.
Moustakas fouling back the first pitch. It is right above us and out of play. 0-1. Moustakas grounded into the 4-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Rangers have turned 2 of them here tonight. That ball's hit hard but pulled foul. And the count moves to 0-2. And boy, I'll tell you what, Martin Perez now starting to get ahead of hitters. Bang, bang on a couple of very good pitches. And Moustakas, as you can see, a hot hitter at 320 in his last 8 ball games. He left that pitch up, and Martin Perez, Perez turned around and said, "Oh boy, lucky to get that one back."
Thank you very much. I'll try not to do that again.
Perez reading the signs, the left-hander. Again in the 0-2. Came down at him with that fastball. 1-2 now. A 1-1 ball game. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that one's low. It's an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And ball 3. Bounced that changeup well out in front of home plate. Well, he's gone from 0-2 to Moustakas to 3-2. Moustakas trying to get aboard. He's the number 7 hitter. Justin Maxwell, the right fielder, waits to be next. Perez has walked 1. He has struck out 2 tonight. Soto flashing the signs and the payoff pitch. Check swing, ball 4, and it gets away from Soto. Moustakas making a turn at first, but will hang on as Soto located the ball next to the on-deck circle of the Royals. So with the walk, Mike Maddox now making a trip out to the mound, and Mike trying to head off any potential problem for Martin Perez in this inning.
Yeah, it looked like he just tried to get a little too tricky once he got to 0-2. Tried to make a perfect pitch, tried to strike him out. And just like the Bonifacio, he ended up throwing 4 straight balls, weren't even close to the strike zone.
And I'm sure Mike saw the speeding up the tempo a little bit. Sometimes the tempo meaning the time in between pitches. Martin Perez has talked quite often about his efforts to slow down his breathing, slow down his tempo, and keep it consistent. Said when it speeds up, then he gets in trouble. Now here's Maxwell, who had a double to center field, a sinking line drive that had a short hop Leonys Martin and got by him for the RBI. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. So Maxwell now 21 runs driven in. Now 21 for 72 in a Royals uniform. One-0 pitch on the way. 2-0.
They made excellent pitches to Perez, curveballs to Kane. 2 quick outs, got 0-2 on Moustakas. Everything looked great. Next thing you know, he's throwing 6 straight balls, trying to come back in the count and get Maxwell right here.
Moustakas a modest lead at first. And the 2-0 pitch. Got that one right down the middle. 2-1. Maxwell back in. Perez okays the sign, a check of first. And the pitch line deep down the right field line and slicing. And that is foul. Well, Maxwell drove that pretty good distance right down the right field line. Now we'll come back and try it at 2-2. Well, Perez now about ready to throw his 21st pitch of the inning. And a full count. Well, Perez, after a 2-out walk to Moustakas, now run the count full to Maxwell. If he loses Maxwell, Alcides Escobar is ready to hit next. This is the bottom of the order, and you don't want to get yourself in hot water by not throwing strikes to these guys. Payoff pitch. Chop foul, and we'll come back and try it again.
Yeah, if you look at Escobar, he's a .239 hitter, but in his last 10 games, he's a .350 hitter, swinging the bat pretty well. He's a guy in his career that's hit .290 a couple of times, including last year. He hit .293 with 30 doubles. So he could be a tough hitter too.
Moustakas the advantage of being able to take off with a 3-2 pitch. He's on the move, and the pitch is low, ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks, 2 aboard for Escobar. And Ron Washington getting a little antsy over there on the Ranger dugout, and you can understand why.
It just kind of came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, the quality strikes turned into balls.
Escobar hit the ball hard his first time, lined out to Leonys Martin in center field. Got Moustakas at second, Maxwell at first. A 1-1 ball game. And Perez throws a good sinking fastball for strike 1. Escobar, 4 home runs, 51 RBI. And you see runners in scoring position. He has elevated his batting average quite a bit. That one's popped foul down the right side. That will be back into the seats. And it runs the count to no balls and 2 strikes. So Moustakas back to second, back to first, Maxwell. Great crowd on hand here tonight, and they have come out to support the Royals as they go down to the stretch. First time that they've had meaningful September baseball here in Kansas City since 2003. Pretty well hit right center field. Leonys Martin on his horse. Into the alley, he runs it down. Great jump by Martin, able to run it down in deepest right center field. And the Royal threat comes to an end. They strand 2. We're going to the 5th. Rangers 1, Royals 1. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Standard Insurance. Call 1-800-929-2424. And by Frank Ken Hyundai. Shop us online at fkhyundai.com. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. A 1-1 ball game. Rangers come to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Mitch Moreland, Giovanni Soto, and David Murphy. First 3 Rangers to do the swinging against Ervin Santana.
And Martin turned the last inning. It looked like it could be about a 14-pitch inning into a 26-pitch inning, but bottom line is he pitched his way out of it. Nice play by Leonys in center field to end that inning, though.
And Mike Maddox reinforcing what he had taken out there to the mound with him about the breathing and calming down and taking it easy and keeping that consistent tempo going. 0-1. Moreland takes it low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitch popped out to short his first time up there. A nice running catch with his back to home plate by Alcides Escobar, the fine shortstop for the Royals. Rip and a miss at the breaking ball. 1-2. See Mitch during that series in Tampa Bay had doubles and runs scored in each of the first 3 games. And last night went 3 for 4 with a home run. Chops this on 2 big hops out to Bonifacio. 1 gone. Well, Moreland 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Giovanni Soto.
The Rangers have only had 2 hits, but fortunately they came back to back. Beltre led off the second. Brzezinski doubled off the wall. And that's been it. Santana has not walked a batter on the season. He's walked less than 2 batters per 9 innings. Well, that's been a strong suit for him.
Soto, a ground ball to third, and he checks his swing on a slider that is a little bit off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Good slider there. 1-1. Giovanni, that .429 average in the 7-game hitting streak. Got tied up with a fastball. 1-2 the count. It's the first start that Soto has had when it hasn't been a Yu Darvish start in the last couple of weeks. His past 3 starts before tonight had been the last 3 Darvish games. Takes that pitch off the outer edge, and the count evens at 2-2. Santana to the wind, and the pitch to Soto is a little bit low. Well, the count has gone full. Giovanni trying to get aboard. With 1 out, he'll be followed by David Murphy. Rangers haven't had a base runner since the 2nd when A.J. Pierzynski had an RBI double. Santana has retired 10 straight hitters. Now the payoff pitch. That ball's hit well to left field, but going back a few steps is Gordon to make the grab. And a night like this, what little breeze there is blowing in from left field, but it sure makes a difference when the temperature's down about 20 degrees. The ball just doesn't carry that well into the wind. Two gone now for David Murphy, who lined to left field back in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Santana. Big breaking ball. Took a little bit off the slider and got it in for strike 1. Murph, as we've talked about, really struggling compared to what he normally has done in the 2nd half of the season. This year it just has not kicked in for him. And Ron Washington has stayed with him for the most part, but lately had to find other more productive hitters to take the at-bats.
Well, he'd be hitting about 20 points higher this year if this pitch was called a ball all year long. That's a ball. It is a ball, but generally it's not called the ball to David.
2-2 the count. Santana back to the plate, and Murphy pulls it down the right field line. That is in and going for extra bases. Over to cut it off Maxwell, and Murphy in standing with a 2-out double. Now that snaps a streak of 11 straight sent down by Santana, and David Murphy with the double, his 25th of the year, is in scoring position.
Well, David hit the ball pretty well his first time up too. He lined the ball sharply to left field. Santana's trying to backdoor that breaking ball. Instead throws it right near the middle of the plate. David takes advantage of that. Well, Leonis trying to bring in the 2nd run right here, put the Rangers ahead.
Well, Leonis Martin up there now with Murph at 2nd. Martin a ground ball to 2nd, his first time. And first ball swinging, chops it foul, and it's 0-1. See Leonis at 261 with the season average. He's 4 for his last 10, and that after struggling through a 2 for 22 drought. A ball and a strike. Murphy at 2nd. He has the 3rd Ranger hit of the night against Santana. Broken bat, look out. Boy, Santana almost got cold-cocked by that bat. And then so flustered, the hat came off. He went to throw the ball and it popped out of his hand.
I don't know how he caught that ball.
I have no idea.
That's some pretty good agility right there. That bat is all the way out in center field. It's 10 feet in center field, and it went flying right by Santana, faster than the ball could get to him. He dodged the bat, then lunged and caught the ball, looked like he then would have an easy play, but he just couldn't make the throw. Watch that bat go right back at him, and he still went in that direction to catch the ball. Then he went to flip it and just couldn't get a handle on it. First and third for Ian. Well, that is getting sawed off.
And the official score is going to give Leonys Martin a hit, and rightfully so. And that made you seem, well, it's a ground ball back to the pitcher. No, that wasn't a normal ground ball back to the pitcher.
His heart was still pounding when he tried to throw that. I think that's the longest broken bat of the year.
Yeah. Certainly the scariest.
Yeah.
So runners at the corners now. Rangers with a couple of 2-out hits, and here's Kinsler for his third at bat. Ian has been doing the job with runners in scoring position of late. And Santana will drive Martin back to first base.
Yeah, this is a place where you have to decide whether you want Martin to have the green light or whether you want him to stay there and let Ian hit with a man on third base.
Check swing on the fastball. It is strike one.
Also one of those opportunities that presents itself with 2 outs and the third baseman way back at third base. If you're comfortable and you lay a bunt down, you got a great chance to get an RBI single.
And Santana drives Martin back to the bag. Ian is lined to center and grounded to short this evening. You got Murphy at third, Leonys Martin at first. 2 outs here in the 5th. A 1-1 ball game. Check swing on the slider. It is 0-2. Well, this crowd getting behind their hometown Royals. Rangers trying to score at least one of their runners as Santana sets. So far, Leonys has not shown the inclination to run. That may change with 2 strikes on Kinsler. Oh, 2. Seen Ian more this year, I think, than any in past years take the ball the other way when he's gotten down in the count. And certainly this one of those at bats where he might try to do that against the slider of Santana. Pretty good hole on that right side, as you can see. There goes Martin. The pitch is in the dirt. There will be no throw, and Leonys Martin with the stolen base, and the Rangers now have 2 runners in scoring position and a 2-2 count on Ian Kinsler. 33rd stolen base of the year for Leonys Martin.
All in the dirt. I don't know if Perez would have thrown through anyway.
Santana still from the stretch. Almost got that fastball by Kinsler inside. Ian doing a pretty good job of fighting it off. Santana set once again. In the dirt. Oh, Perez. That ball came up, and if it stayed down, that ball's by under the backstop. Perez's only chance was to guess one way or the other, and he came up.
That ball hit way in front of him. And he kept it in front of him.
Yeah, he did. So it's a full count to Kinsler. If Ian continues the inning, Elvis Andrus is waiting to be next. 25th pitch of the inning for Santana. Outside, ball 4. That loads him up for Elvis.
Well, he got ahead of Ian 0-2 with 2 sliders. And obviously he's being very careful there. He doesn't want to give up a 2-run single or a 2-run double or a 3-run homer. And so he tried to make Ian swing at something out of the strike zone. Couldn't do it. And now Elvis is hitting. Elvis, one of the hottest Ranger hitters, and he's been knocking in runs too.
Bases loaded for Elvis. And he takes a slider for strike one. Now your Ford leaderboard with Elvis at the plate, showing you the RBI in September in the American League. Elvis second in the American League, tied for second. Cole Calhoun was 16 of the Angels, and then Elvis and Cano and Cespedes. 0-2. Andrus tonight has been robbed twice of potential base hits. He's got an uphill battle here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santana ready, a check of the runners. In the dirt, that goes to the backstop, and Murphy read it well. That ball came back so hard that if Murphy had tried to score, he would have been out from here to St. Joseph.
Yeah, I hate that when that happens. You got a man on third base and you make that pitch, you deserve to give up a run. Instead, the ball just caroms back. It comes right straight back to the catcher, and no one can advance. So Santana having kind of the same at bat here with Elvis that he had with Ian. He got ahead 0-2. He's trying to make a perfect pitch, hasn't been able to do it. Now the count is 2-2. Gets a little bit lucky there with that. Turns into just a ball instead of a wild pitch and a run.
Well, Salvador Perez out to talk to Santana. Right-hander still working from the stretch. A 2-ball, 2-strike count to Elvis Andrus. Got him swinging. Went with the fastball. Elvis swung through it. Rangers get a couple of hits but leave the bases full. We're halfway through the game. It's the Rangers 1, the Royals 1 on TXA 21.
I have a surprise for you, Cleveland Jr. We've moved to the home of late night laughs, TXA 21. That's right, North Texas. Get ready for big laughs that really pack a wallop. The Cleveland Show, weeknights at 11. Hey, must be 21.
Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best-selling trucks for 36 straight years. Ford is the best in Texas. Now, hopefully the things will clear up a bit here in the next couple of innings. A 1-1 ball game. Rangers and Royals deadlocked as the Royals come to bat with the top of the order against Martin Perez here in the 5th inning.
And Martin threw 26 pitches in the bottom of the 4th. Irvin Santana threw 30 pitches in the top of the 5th.
Gordon eyeballing that fastball that sinks low and inside. 1-1. Alex Gordon tonight has grounded out twice to Ian Kinsler. Little looper out into shallow left center field. Murphy coming on. He was playing fairly shallow, and the ball hung up for him. Murphy able to make a relatively easy catch for out number 1. So Gordon 0 for 3 heads back to the Royals dugout. Now Emilio Bonifacio. Bonifacio has been aboard both times tonight, a single and a walk. And an infield single in the first inning. A chopped one that Adrian Beltre tried to short hop and didn't come up with. Showing bunt, and he takes a strike as he pulled the bat back. Bonifacio checking with Jeff Nelson, the home plate umpire, to see if that was a called strike or whether he bunted through it.
I think he knew he bunted at it.
Check swing, he went around that time, and it's 0-2. Perez with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Goes to the wind, the 0-2 pitch. And a chopper foul. By the third base coach down there, Eddie Rodriguez. There's Eddie. Perez staying right on top of the pitching rubber. And misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the plate. 2-2 now. Bonifacio, with that infield single in the first, extended his hitting streak to 5 straight games. He is 6 for his last 18 trips to the plate. Make that 17 trips to the plate. And the pitch is low. And again, Martin Perez, as he did last time that he walked a man, and Justin Maxwell got ahead 0-2, and now he's gone 3-2. Now Bonifacio with 1 out trying to get aboard. Eric Hosmer, the slugging first baseman, waits to be next. Payoff pitch on the way. Is foul down the first base side. Bonifacio digging his way back into the batter's box. Martin Perez back to him, and another foul ball to the right. Still 3-2. You mentioned Bonifacio coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays. He originally was with the Arizona Diamondback organization, made his major league debut in 2007. He's also spent time in Washington and down in Florida. 3-2, chopped foul outside third. We'll try it again. Bonifacio, a very versatile player. 28-year-old, now the Dominican Republic. Played second, third, and short at the major league level. Also a lot of outfield. He can move around all over the place. Got him swinging. The 10th pitch of the at-bat is swung through by Bonifacio. And Martin Perez wins out in that battle.
Well, he's definitely a guy you don't want to walk. He walked him last time and got away with it. But he's been stealing bases very effectively as a Royal. You want to make him swing the bat. He's a little bit prone to the strikeout. He struck out 94 times now.
Well, Perez with 3 strikeouts. And he drops a breaking ball into Hosmer. Hosmer struck out his last time as Perez really established that fastball inside to him. That one's inside, but it's rammed up the middle, a base hit. So Hosmer 2 out of 3. He is aboard with a 2-out single. Difference of maybe 3 or 4 inches in where that pitch was. The difference is between a swing and a miss and a ball up the middle. Well, the Royals now with half a dozen hits against Martin Perez. Hosmer at first, and you have to pay attention to Hosmer. Not a guy that looks like he would steal a lot of bases, but he has 11 steals this year. Picks his spots. If you don't pay attention to him, he'll take off. Billy Butler at the plate is grounded out twice tonight, once into a double play. Up the middle, that's off Perez. Caroms to Elvis Andrus on the run, and the tag is not applied by Mitch Moreland. And now we'll see if Perez is okay. Now, he got hit on the pitching arm. I'm not sure where it was. He's showing Elvis Andrus there. It looks like it on the elbow.
Yeah, if Elvis was able to throw the ball accurately, they still had time to get Butler at first base. Mitch was not able to make the tag. Butler was safe, And now we'll kind of hold our breath and hope that Martin is okay.
Kevin Harmon, one of the assistant trainers out there, along with Ron Washington, Mike Maddox. That brings back scary memories of spring training when Martin Perez had his left wrist broken by a line drive.
Well, it's the second straight inning that Martin has got the first two hitters right near the elbow. Hopefully it was a glancing blow. And then the next two men have gotten on. You got to get Perez.
So back-to-back two-out singles. Billy Butler with the Karam single off of the left elbow of Martin Perez. Butler now a 12-game hitting streak in this ballpark. A 2-on, 2-out. Salvador Perez will come to the plate. Perez 1 for 2 tonight. And a single and a run scored in the second. Got Hosmer at second, Butler at first. Martin Perez set. And throws a strike to the inside corner. You got to be careful if you're Martin Perez. You get a look at the highest averages for the teams with runners in scoring position. You got to be careful if you're Martin Perez, though. The adrenaline now flowing even more after a line drive like that hits you. And when it starts flowing for a pitcher, sometimes you lose feel. You lose the fine control of the strike zone. Try to overthrow the ball and you lose your command. 1-1 the count to Perez. Check swing, it's in the dirt, and the count moves to 2-1. Well, Martin Perez now trying to will his way into the final out here in the fifth. A 1-1 ball game.
He hasn't had anything close to an easy inning. I guess the third, he had a walk in the third. Other than that, there's been a couple of men on every inning. Pitching in danger every inning except the third. No 1, 2, 3 innings and 91 pitches.
Hosmer at second, Butler at first. 2-1 the count. Broken bat, little looper to Adrian Beltre. Makes the grab, and that'll do a nice job to rebound by Martin Perez. He strands a couple in the fifth. On to the sixth we go. 1-1 the score. $100 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive. Taylor. It's a grand slam during the inning. L.W. Taylor from Point, Texas will win $25,000. You can register at any Alex Rios 0 for 2 and takes the first Santana offering inside for ball one. As Tom told you, Santana last inning with a 30-pitch inning. We'll see if that has a carryover effect. Certainly didn't on that slider as Rios swung through it. Sometimes when that high pitch inning comes after you've already worked a few, it takes a little bit extra out of you. The slider that's low, and Rios able to lay off. 2 balls and a strike. Rios a ground ball to short and a strikeout against Santana tonight. High in the air to deep right center field. Kane going back into the alley, and the right fielder Maxwell cuts over, and on the warning track, able to haul it in for out number one. And Alex gave it a pretty good ride.
Yeah, he did. There's been a couple of balls hit pretty well out there today. I can't believe that the one A.J. Brzezinski didn't go out of here. But as you said, Buzz, the ball's not going to jump tonight. You have to really smoke it from left center field to right center field. There are times where that ball that Alex just hit are home runs, different ballparks, but not close here tonight.
Yeah, this is probably one of those nights here where you almost have to get the ball down the line or close to it. Beltre, first ball swinging, it's a kangaroo hop that Escobar stays with nicely to throw Beltre out. Well, that thing almost jumped over Escobar's head. Beltre retired for out number 2, and it'll bring up Pierzynski.
Oh, another ballpark where they boo A.J. Pierzynski. Not quite as badly as some of the parks.
I think they have instigators that go from park to park wherever AJ
Maybe
goes.
they do.
Yeah, get it.
AJ though generally gets the last laugh, and it doesn't bother him a bit.
First pitch low and inside for ball 1. Now Pierzynski tonight, that RBI double, driving in his 65th run of the year. Hits this hard, but
man,
boy, Hosmer able to snare that one hop. And to the bag, that'll do it. Rangers out in order. 1, 2, 3, and gone. We've finished 5 1/2. 1-1 the score. Rangers and Royals on TXA 21.
These Super Crunch chicken strips are terrific.
Oh, and the super crunchy outside has taught me some real important life lessons.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like, it's what's on the outside that's important.
Nobody says that. Everybody talks about what's on the inside, the tender, juicy inside.
No, it's all about appearances.
Oh, yeah?
But this handsome guy enjoy his lunch. Please don't.
Try new juicy Super Crunch chicken strips and enjoy red button roast coffee and breakfast burritos. This is how you Sonic.
Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Freedom Chevrolet. And one of the fountains here at Popman Stadium in the city of Fountains, Kansas City, Missouri, and a 1-1 ball game, well-pitched game here tonight. Martin Perez and Irvin Santana. Martin Perez back out to the mound, and that in itself is a feat after he got smoked with that shot off the bat of Billy Butler last inning. Martin back to work and fires strike 1. As we start things off, Lorenzo Cain, the first hitter. Cain 1 for 2, an infield single and a strikeout. That pitch just missed. 1-1 the count. Perez to the line, and a ground ball to deep short. Elvis backhands, fires, and gets the speedy Cain by a half step.
I said Martin can have a nice quick 1, 2, 3 inning. He hasn't had one yet. He's gotten the first 2 batters of the last 2 innings, and then the inning has turned into a struggle. He's gotten out of both jams by making some good pitches, and he's at 95 pitches right now, trying to get through the 6th inning. And one thing, Buzz, for a 22-year-old, he does get into a lot of jams, and more often than not, he figures out a way to get out of them. Though I got to give him credit.
He really does.
He's a battler.
Well, and Tom, you've mentioned a couple of times this year about the difference between Martin Perez of 2012 and what we're seeing in 2013. And to me, it goes back to maturity level. I mean,
Maturity
he just
and
is
confidence.
Yeah, he just is so much more comfortable in his own skin as a pitcher now, and the results are there for him too because of that.
Yeah. He's developing in a pennant race. He's not developing on a last place team in a comfortable environment. A lot of pressure every time he goes out there.
Ground ball, Moreland, a nice play. He's gonna have to hustle to the bag, and he beats Moustakas by a couple of steps. Good play to Mitch Moreland. Going to his backhand side to handle that. Moustakas out. Very quickly, 2 outs. Justin Maxwell coming up. Well, folks, catch all the action of the 2013 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox, TBS, and MLB Network. It all starts October the 1st. Plus, you can keep up with all the postseason scheduling information at TexasRangers.com/postseason. Maxwell has not been retired tonight. He's had an RBI double and a walk. 1 ball, no strikes. And Giovanni Soto holding his hands up after that pitch. And whoa, slow down here, big guy. Talking to Martin Perez, and get right back into it. Here we go. And the pitch in the air down the right field line is slicing and about 7 or 8 feet foul. Alex Rios not able to get there in time. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Maxwell. And last pitch, number 100 tonight for Martin Perez. Higher than what we are accustomed to seeing from him tonight, but the kind of 2-out lapses that he's had have cost him 20, 25 pitches in this game. Now Maxwell asking for time as Perez having a little trouble getting together with Giovanni Soto. High and tight, 2-1. Giovanni clapping his hands together. Said, come on, youngster, let's do this. Get it done here in this 6th inning. Good pitch to the outside corner. 2-2.
That's a good pitcher's strike. Pretty tough pitch to hit, though.
Yes, it is. Out of play to the right, and the count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Rangers and Royals starting this weekend series off. We'll be back here tomorrow night too. Matt Garza and Jeremy Guthrie. Then on Sunday afternoon, Alexi Ogando and James Shields. Low, and the count has run full. So Maxwell presenting a problem for Martin Perez tonight. Maxwell trying to get aboard with 2 outs. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, waits to be next. Payoff pitch on the way. Ball 4.
Just
4th walk of the game, 2nd to Maxwell.
Can't get that 1-2-3 inning.
And again, Mike Maddox going to head out there and try to head off any difficulties for Martin Perez. Just kind of got out of that good groove again. Yeah, sometimes you get caught up in the game itself and say, well, I got the first 2 outs in a hurry. Now I'm going to hurry and get the final out, and you lose the good things that have happened for you to get those first 2 outs.
Well, he's had Escobar at bat in the 2nd and the 4th. He's made the last out of the inning both times, trying to do it again in the 6th in all even innings. Alex Gordon will have led off 4 times in this ball game.
Neil Cox, the Ranger left-hander, starting to loosen in the Ranger pen. A 1-on, 2-out. Escobar 0 for 2. He has sent Leonys Martin into the alley a couple of times. Last time, Martin really had to run down a long fly ball. Throw to first. That drives Maxwell back. Now Baltimore, a 4-3 lead now. They have taken the lead over the Rays in the 7th inning. They caught them earlier, and in the 7th they passed them. Good breaking ball, and that bends over the outside corner for strike 1.
Well, I guess in that game we'd be rooting for Baltimore. Baltimore's a little bit behind. Rangers are tied with Tampa Bay. But it's pretty complicated trying to figure out who to root for.
Yeah, it is.
You know, when you've got so many teams.
Well, and you have to go back and forth. One night it's one team, and the next night it's the other team.
Yeah.
Hope they beat each other's brains in.
And the one thing that takes care of all those problems, as long as you win, you're in good shape.
Well, the Rangers, from that standpoint, have their own destiny in their own hands.
Yep.
They win out, they're not going to have a problem. Fastball inside and hitting. Now the 0-2 pitch, and boy, that came in on Alcides Escobar and really nailed him.
It looks like he was on his way to pretty easy at bat right there. Got Escobar to miss the changeup. Tried to come in and pound him in with a fastball and just got it way in. And now the bases are loaded, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, Ron Washington says, okay, 108 pitches and being hit by the line drive and all that. That's enough work tonight for you, youngster. So Martin Perez, not the result he would like to have had. He would have liked to have gotten through the 6th inning and more tonight, but done a very good job fighting through the difficulties he's had in each inning. So he will depart. Neil Kotz will be called in. And with a pitching change underway here at Kauffman Stadium, we'll take a timeout. Back after this on TXA 21. Now Martin Perez finished after 5 2/3 innings of work here tonight. He leaves in a 1-1 deadlock. Both runners on base, his responsibility. And he gives way to the veteran left-hander Neil Kotz.
Well, Neil Kotz has had pretty much a spectacular season for the Rangers. Didn't make the team out of spring training, but was untouchable in AAA. And he's been close to untouchable for the most part here in the big leagues.
Well, you will face Alex Gordon with runners at first and second. And Gordon, in a very limited number of at-bats against Kotz, 2 of them to be specific, is 1 for 1, a walk and a double. And he's got Maxwell at second, Escobar at first. Going to third, the throw, and out at third base is Justin Maxwell.
Thank you very much for that.
Trying to steal third with 2 outs, and he was thrown out by a good margin. And the Royals' threat comes to an end in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. On to the 7th, 1-1 the score.
DeSoto, Cedar Hill, tonight at 10:30 on TXA 21.
Our TXA 21 Honda dealer of the game is Jim McNatt Honda. Well, the Rangers grateful for a little charity by Justin Maxwell, getting thrown out with the top RBI man at the plate trying to steal third base. Maxwell gunned down by Giovanni Soto. So the game remains a 1-1 tie, and Mitch Moreland will start things off in the Rangers' 7th inning. Moreland, Soto, and Murphy, the first 3 due up to face Irvin Santana. And Moreland takes the pitch just off the outside corner. Mitch tonight has popped out and grounded out.
Santana's had a 7-pitch first inning and a 7-pitch 6th inning.
And Moreland skies one to center field. Lorenzo Cain moving a few steps to his left, makes the grab. That is out number 1, and he'll bring up Giovanni Soto.
You know, Mitch is one guy on either team that if he hits it good, he can hit it to dead center field tonight out of here.
Yeah.
He's done that in Seattle on a night like this, and that ball was pretty close to being one of them. He just got underneath that, hit it sky high. But he's strong enough to do it.
Well, here's Giovanni. Ground ball to third, a fly ball to left field. He pops up the first pitch on the right side.
Might have a 7-pitch 7th inning.
Hosmer, a step or so into foul territory, puts it away. And very quickly, there are 2 outs. John Doolittle, our crack statistician, reminded me that here in Kansas City was in the 90s the last couple of days, which folks down in Texas can empathize with. Had that storm front go through last night that's making its way through the Metroplex last night and tonight. Cooled down to 67. So the heavy rainfall they experienced here and the cool temperatures makes it a pretty tough night to drive the ball a long way.
Well, we've been here over the years in the middle of a terrible drought. Days where it won't stop raining, but very seldom when it's 67 degrees.
Yeah. Well, quick and easy 1-2-3 inning, a 5-pitch inning for Irvin Santana. Stretch time in Kansas City, 1-1 the score. Folks, a reminder for you, the last regular season fireworks show is coming up on Friday, September 27th. Fans will be treated to a spectacular fireworks show set to player walk-up music. Great seats are still available. Get yours at TexasRangers.com. crowd of in the handlebar mustache.
That's a big league
Kudos,
mustache.
that is.
boy.
That is. The Longhorn mustache. Crowd of somewhere over 32,000 or so on hand tonight. Nicely filled in on this last weekend here in Kansas City of the regular season at home. The Royals will finish up on the road. Neil Kotz going to work in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Alex Gordon takes a fastball up and in for ball 1. Gordon was left standing at home plate when Justin Maxwell was thrown out trying to steal third in the bottom of the 6th inning. I would imagine that Ned Yost was not real thrilled with Justin Maxwell.
He had to wonder what he was thinking on that play.
Fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. Ned Yost, a very solid, fundamental baseball man, and that's not something that a skipper like he would appreciate.
No.
1-1 pitch. Ian Kinsler stays with that ball, and Gordon now has grounded out 3 times to second base and fly to left. He's the first out here in the 7th inning. And here's that play we were talking about. The TXU Energy replay. Boy, thrown out by quite a bit. Giovanni Soto got the energy at third base that time. TXU Energy, the right things right now.
You've got 2 outs. You're already in scoring position, and you've got one of your best RBI men at the plate. That's kind of the cardinal rule right there. Do not get thrown out at third base.
First pitch to Emilio Bonifacio is a bit high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Bonifacio 1 for 2 officially tonight. Singled back in the first, walked in the third. Last time up, struck out. All 3 of those at bats against Martin Perez. And Kotz misses inside. It's 2-0. Now Neil Kotz, just about as steady as you could possibly want coming out of that Rangers bullpen. He has become the primary left-hander late in the ballgame. Deals a strike here. Kotz last was in a game 2 nights ago. If you look at Jason Frazier getting loose in the Ranger bullpen now. Neil worked a shutout inning and had a couple of strikeouts against the Rays. 2-1 pitch. Foul off to the right, and the count evens. Bonifacio with the average of 244. Switch hitter up there from the right side. Got set, and the 2-2. Beltre to his left, sets, throws, gets him. 2 gone on a pair of ground balls. Luke Hochevar starting to loosen out in the left field, the Royals bullpen.
Well, you get toward the end of the game and you look at a 1-1 game. The Royals caught a big break when, with the bases loaded, the pitch went back to the screen. Looked like it would be a run on a wild pitch, and the ball bounced right straight back to the catcher, and no one could advance. Rangers had pitched out of damage, possible damage all night long. Martin Perez had probably 4 innings where there was two men on base.
Eric Hosmer 2 out of 3 tonight. And Kotz misses off the outside edge. 1-1 the count. Hosmer with a pair of singles. 1 to left, 1 to center. Hosmer continuing to pile up the multi-hit games. Takes that strike. And it's 1-2. Hosmer with the 2 hits tonight, now 58 multi-hit games. You can see he leads Adrian Beltre and Dustin Pedroia and Mike Trout by 3 multi-hit games. Pitch is wide, the count is even at 2-2. Hosmer now with a 4-game hitting streak. Kotz trying to nail down the first 1, 2, 3 inning of the night for the Rangers. Got him swinging. Cott's going with a fastball up, and Hosmer has gone on strikes. It is indeed a 1-2-3 inning. Royals gone. Rangers coming up in the 8th. A 1-1 ball game.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rangers Baseball, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rangers Baseball, LLC.
Now the Rangers box score brought to you by Reliant. Bring the energy. And tonight, a pretty well pitched game for the Rangers. Adrian Beltre has scored the only run. That came around on A.J. Przinsky's RBI double way back in the 2nd inning. David Murphy's also had a double, and Leonys Martinez single. That's been the sum total of the damage that the Rangers have been able to do against Ervin Santana. And the right-hander back to the hill to start the 8th inning. He will face Leonys Martinez to begin things, and then back to the top of the Ranger order for Kinsler and Andrews. Martinez an infield single, and trying to bunt. He gets it down, but it's foul. Tried to take that with him, and just chopped it foul, and we'll try it again at 0-1.
Well, there's a stretch where Leonys was a bunting machine.
Yeah.
But since that time, I don't think he's gotten a good bunt down. Kind of in a bunting slump right now.
Yeah, it's been, well, certainly 11 bunt base hits leads the major leagues, but those came in a span of probably 2 months.
I don't think he's had one in about 6 weeks.
0-1 in the dirt. It's a ball and a strike. Well, Leonys up there at a 263 clip. He's hitting as he leads off the 8th inning. Chopper to first, and it goes foul. Well, the count moves to 1-2. Santana has had streaks of, in this ball game anyway, of 11 consecutive hitters retired. Now he's up to 7 consecutive. Tampa Bay coming back in that ball game to tie it up, as you can see in the 7th inning. A 4-4 game now, the Orioles and the Rays. High and tight, and the count evens to Martin. The 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Other score, the Yankees down the Giants tonight at Yankee Stadium 5-1. Cleveland and Houston in a rain delay, with Cleveland leading 2-1. Got him swinging. Santana with a breaking ball, and he gets his 4th strikeout of the night as Martin is retired. 1 out. Here comes Ian Kinsler.
He gets him to chase that hard slider down and in. Santana's had 3 innings in this ball game where his total pitch count is 19 pitches for 3 innings. 7, 7, and 5. He had 1 inning where he threw 30. So 3 innings where he threw 19, 1 inning where he threw 30.
Kinsler walked his last time up. 0 for 2 officially. Takes that slider off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. And there's the inning by inning breakdown for you.
Williams, I didn't even remember this one where he had 6 and one where he had 8. He's had 5 innings with less than 10 pitches.
When you do that, you can afford to throw in a 30 pitch inning. You're not going to give up any runs.
He had 2 of them.
Yeah, he's falling behind now. Kinsler ahead of the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Rangers looking for base runners in this 1-1 game. Santana to the wind. And the pitch is lined to left field, a base hit. So Ian waiting on that pitch from Santana, and he drilled it to left. That is the 5th Ranger hit of the night. Kinsler aboard for the 2nd time. And with 1 out, it'll bring up Elvis Andrus. And it'll also bring Ned Yost out of the Royals dugout. That may just be it. Yep, that's going to do it for Santana. Yo signaling to the bullpen. He wants Hochevar to come in. So Santana goes 7 1/3. He will depart to a very nice ovation, a standing ovation by Royals fans here at Kauffman Stadium. 1-1 the score, pitching change underway. We'll be back to tell you more about Luke Hochevar after this on TXA 21. Well, 1-1 ball game as we get back here to Kauffman Stadium. The Rangers and Royals, and Ervin Santana retired for the night after 7 1/3 innings of work. He leaves with the score knotted at 1, but Ian Kinsler at first base, his responsibility. Kinsler had the 5th hit of the night, given up by Santana. That drove him from the game. And Luke Hochevar, the hard-throwing right-hander, who has gone to the bullpen and done a great job for the Royals on hand here tonight. So Ron Washington looking to get Kinsler in a scoring position if at all possible. Elvis Andrus, the hitter, will step in, and Elvis tonight is 0 for 3. The numbers for Hochevar. His 55th game of the year in 66 innings. 77 strikeouts, so he has gone to the bullpen and really flourished down there. Former starter for the Royals. On here to face Andrus. And Elvis ready for that fastball, and he fouled it back. It is 0-1.
We're talking about all the position players that were #1 draft choices. Hochevar was the first pick in the draft in 06. Another reliever they've got, Aaron Crow, was the 12th pick in 09. So we've seen 4, 5, 6 years in a row the #1 draft choice that the Royals had. They're all in the big leagues with the Royals right now, and every single one of them was the top half of the draft. One of them was the first pick. 2 of them were the second pick of the draft.
Hochevar, a pretty quick move to first base, and Ian Kinsler having a dive back before Hosmer could slap that tag on him. Well, the Royals and Rangers, the top 2 teams in ERA for bullpens, but the Royals almost a half run better than the Rangers this year. They have just been outstanding. Royals also team ERA wise, the entire staff first in the American League. As Elvis takes a ball, it's now 1-1.
Hochevar's only given up 30 hits in 66 innings. You know, 166 opponent's batting average. He's only walked 17 and struck out 77. So he is having an outstanding year. I think they hoped he'd be in the rotation, but he's settled into a setup reliever.
Chopper to third. That's a foul ball. The throw to second will be meaningless as the ball was ruled foul by home plate umpire Jeff Nelson.
The fans thought he was out.
Well, we'll come back and try it at a 1-2 count. Now the Royals, we talked several times about how the Royals went out and made the big trade with Tampa Bay to bring in James Shields, Wade Davis. Also got the trade with the Angels that brought them Ervin Santana, trying to fix the starting rotation. And Wade Davis has since gone back to the bullpen. Hochevar gone back to the bullpen. But they've got some quality arms that in some cases they paid a dear price for, like Wade Davis. Sent Will Meyer down there in the Shields-Davis trade. Kinsler stepping that lead off at first. Hochevar checks him as he comes set at the belt. Long look. Check swing and pitch down and away. That was either an extremely hard slider or a cut fastball. 2-2 now the count. Elvis robbed his first 2 times up by the middle infield tandem of Bonifacio and Escobar. Second baseman and shortstop each taking a hit away from Andrus. And last time up, Elvis struck out. Another chop foul. Elvis with 3 consecutive multi-hit games. All coming against the Rays. Still looking for his first here tonight. Hochevar with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Checks Kinsler, and he will go that way with a throw. And again, Ian back just ahead of the tag by Hosmer. Top of the 8th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Ian Kinsler after a 1-out single at first base. Elvis Andrus at the plate, trying to move him around. And it's popped up into shallow left center field. Alex Gordon, the left fielder, over there to make the grab. And Kinsler back to first. There are now 2 outs, and Alex Rios coming up. Rios tonight 0 for 3, a ground out, a strikeout, and a fly out. Rios, as you can see, 6 for 27 in his career against Hochevar. A lot of at-bats. White Sox, Alex's former team, of course. Division foes of the Royals. The 18 or 19 matchups a year. And the cut fastball outside for ball 1. Rios, a .277 hitter. Hochevar, a check of Kinsler. Well, late time called by Jeff Nelson. Hochevar slowing things down here a bit. Big right-hander sets at the belt. 1-1 the count to Rios. That's about all that Alex Rios saw against Urban Santana, was that slider. Cutter for Hochevar, just about the same caliber of pitch. Just off the outer edge. 2-1. Hochevar nods a couple of times. A check of Kinsler at first. The 2-1. 2-2.
Definitely keeping the ball down and away. It's just touching the lower part of the strike zone.
Around here in Kansas City, really fired up. Oh, Alex Rios, that's about as defensive a swing as you can take. And he was just able to get a little piece of that pitch by Hochevar. Two and two. Kinsler establishing his lead at first as Hochevar agrees to the sign and comes set. Off the end of the bat, right down the first baseline. It's a fair ball, and Hosmer steps on the bag. That'll do it. The Hochevar comes on, strands the runner. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Rangers 1 and the Royals 1 on TXA 21.
The Cowboy season's finally underway.
There's the first Cowboys touchdown of the year.
The Rangers are in a heated wild card race.
A walk-off home run.
Get the latest from all of your North Texas teams with the Fan Sports Show. Weeknights at 6:30 on TXA 21.
Well, fans, the inaugural Eli Young Band's house party is coming to Rangers Ballpark on Saturday, November the 9th. And the lineup includes the Eli Young Band, the Josh Abbott Band, Thompson Square, and Easton Corbin. Tickets start at just $32.50. You can go to TexasRangers.com/Eli Young Band for your tickets. Well, and now is a battle of the bullpens as both starters have departed. Martin Perez and Irvin Santana. And Jason Frazier has come out of the Ranger bullpen to take over. He's the third pitcher now employed by the Rangers here tonight.
Well, pretty much every time either one of these teams brings in a bullpen guy within a close game, you're going to see a bullpen pitcher having an excellent season, and Jason is no exception. Throwing the ball extremely well, just like Neil Cox, just like Luke Hochevar.
Billy Butler leading things off, and Frazier pours in a fastball for strike one. Jason worked night before last down in Tampa Bay. Worked the scoreless inning. Gets a foul tip off of Butler, and Frazier now with the advantage in the count at 0-2.
He zipped the fastball for a strike, throws him the changeup. Almost bounced. I think it bounced in front of home plate. Butler almost hit that ball on a hop.
Does that make you?
I think we did see. Didn't Vladdy did hit one on a hop one time?
Did.
I think.
Does that make you a good hitter if you can do that, or just a lucky hitter?
I can't say he's trying to do it. Might make him a good cricket player, though.
Yeah. Frazier's 0-2 pitch.
I'm glad he didn't swing at that one.
Tried that one in the dirt too, and it's 1-2. Remember, Guerrero had a reason though, but that he was able to swing and hit all those pitches. That growing up, he used to use a broom handle and have to hit things that bounce. They tape stuff up, and you'd have to hit it off the ground. That was why he was so good at that. One ball, two strikes to Butler. Out of play to the right.
Good fastball. 94 miles an hour right on the outside corner. Butler's up there thinking, man, I've seen a good changeup. I've seen a good fastball. Behind in the count.
Butler tonight has grounded out twice, once into a double play. Last time up, he had a rocket off the elbow of Martin Perez. Went for a base hit. Takes the next pitch in the dirt, and the count evens. Butler now a 4-game hitting streak. Over that span, he has gone 6 for 14. Frazier okays the sign. Then he tried that little quick pitch again and couldn't quite get it past Butler. Butler looked like he might have been ready for it. Still 2-2. Butler asking home plate umpire Jeff Nelson if that was legal. Nelson said, yeah, with nobody on base it is. Got him swinging.
Fastball.
Boy, well located at 93, and Butler gone on strikes. One away.
Yeah, you can't throw it any better than that. Exactly where he wanted it. That's a good hitter he threw it by, too.
Yep. Now Salvador Perez will step in. Perez, way back in the second, led off with a single, scored the only run of the game for the Royals. He is 1 for 3. And He fouls off the first pitch. Sailing back into the upper deck on the right side. It is 0-1. See, Perez against Frazier in his career. No success in 4 at-bats. Late swing and a miss. It is 0-2. And Greg Holland, the closer, for the Royals, loosening in their bullpen out in left field. Boy, they've got some arms in that Royals bullpen. Holland and Hochevar and Herrera, and those guys, they can throw. 0-2. That will go over the Royals dugout on the first base side, back into the seats, and we'll come back and try it again. Perez now with a 7-game hitting streak. All-star catcher this year. Frazier nods in agreement. Another 0-2 pitch is coming. Down the right field line. That's going to peel off and go back into the seats. Alex Rios shaded that way, but he had no way to get up into the stands to grab it. A run on 7 hits for the Royals, a run on 5 hits for the Rangers. Neither club has committed an error tonight. Giovanni Soto flashing the signs out. Jason Frazier said, yep, that's fine with me. Got him swinging.
Boy, what a good fastball he's got tonight.
Well, he'd gone away with everything, and then finally on an 0-2 pitch came inside and got the punch out.
It just shows you how hard it is to hit a good fastball when you throw it where you want to. Perez is a hitter that hits a lot of different pitches and makes contact. But after several away that he really never had a good swing at, the one that's a little bit on the inside part of the plate he missed. And saw how hard it was for Butler to hit that fastball away too when it's thrown out where you want it to be.
First pitch to Lorenzo Cain is in the dirt for ball 1. Cain 1 for 3 tonight. Had an infield single in the second. Also struck out and grounded out. Frazier took over for Neil Kotz. Kotz worked an inning and a third of scoreless, hitless relief tonight, after Martin Perez worked the first 5 2/3. Good fastball for a strike. Knee-high outside corner.
Yeah, this is as good as Jason has thrown his fastball this year. He's at the top of his game right now. Both velocity and especially the location of his fastball. He's pumped up to be in a pennant race, and his performance is showing it.
2-1 as he tried that little quick pitch. Well, you have to admire the timing. If you're going to get hot, now's the time to do it. Going down the last 10 games of the season in a pennant race. Outside corner, it's 2-2. And every time we hear from Jason Frazier this year, it's been about how excited he is to be on a club that's playing meaningful games in the second half of the season. 36 years old, and he finally has his wish. Hit hard, but sliced foul and out of play.
There hasn't been a good swing this whole inning. And Butler and Perez are 290, 300 hitters.
Mike Maddox, Ron Washington talking over the pitchings relative to this ball game. Low and outside, that'll fill the count. Go with 2 outs. Cain trying to get aboard to extend the 8th inning. Mike Moustakas, the third baseman, waits to bat next. Frazier peering in for the sign. Target set, low and away. Payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit for Cain. His second hit of the night. He bounded it right back through the middle of the diamond. So Cain with very good speed at first now with 2 outs. And Mike Moustakas is coming to the plate.
Cain has stolen 14 bases, been thrown out 6 times. But if you're going to run, you would think this would be a time where you'd give it a shot.
Moustakas 0 for 2 with a walk. And Frazier will send a little calling card over to Lorenzo Cain. Moustakas 2 for 2 in his career against Jason Frazier. And the breaking ball hits the inside corner for strike 1. Moustakas didn't particularly care for that call, so he's going to take a little walk away from home plate.
That's a strike.
Cain stepping off to a small lead at first. And the pitch down and in. A ball and a strike. Well, the announced crowd tonight, 21,837, but they're well over 30,000 on hand. They had a ticket exchange tonight for season ticket holders. So a lot of folks exchanging previous tickets for tonight's ball game and coming out for the stretch drive for the Royals. Throw to first. You know, after a lengthy rain delay in Cleveland, that ball game has gone final 2-1. The Indians down to Houston. Well, the Indians who came into play tonight a half game behind both the Rangers and the Indians are, for the moment at least, in a tie for the top spot in the wild card. Little broken bat looper out into left field, going out Andrews. He can't get there. Cain around to third. And the Royals now, with 2 outs, have runners at the corners for Justin Maxwell. And Maxwell is going to be called back to the dugout as Mike Maddox is on his way to the mound. Well, a broken bat by Moustakas, a looper that just out of the reach of Elvis Andrews. Mike Maddox looked over and said, okay, has David Lowe been announced the pinch hitter yet? And home plate umpire Jeff Nelson said nope. Wild card looks like this right at the moment. Cleveland pulling into a virtual tie with the Rangers and Tampa Bay at 84 and 70. And David Lowe out on the on-deck circle. He is not officially in the game yet because he has not been announced as the pinch hitter. And Mike Maddox out there to talk about how they want to pitch to him. They assume that he is going to come up. And now the announcement will be made by Jeff Nelson.
David Lowe.
So Maxwell gone for the night, 1 for 1 with a couple of walks and a double. David Lowe off the bench as the pinch hitter. Up there with runners at first and third and 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Lowe has not faced Jason Frazier before. Kane at third, Moustakas at first. Frazier's first pitch is inside and low for ball one. Saw Lowe hitting at 283 as a pinch hitter, 1 for 7 this year. Royals as a team 12 for 60 in the pinch hitting department. Frazier to the plate. 1-1. Boy, Jason, not only a good fastball, he's got a great changeup tonight, too. Lorenzo Cain, the go-ahead run at third base, and over at first, Mike Moustakas. Both of them aboard with 2-out singles. David Lowe, the pinch hitter, waiting. Rip and a miss. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
A young kid up at the plate, pennant race, go ahead run at third, all pumped up. You're pretty anxious, geared up to hit a fastball, and you're in a position to have a hard time hitting a good changeup, and that's what happened on the last 2.
Outfield very shallow, around to the left for Lowe. Cain getting the lead from third. The 1-2 pitch, a chopper foul, and we'll come back and try it again.
Threw 3 straight changeups. That will mean he was at least able to get a piece of it, even though he was way out in front of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's seen 3 straight changeups.
So Frazier with a new baseball. Lowe back in the batter's box. Cain the lead from third. Moustakas away from first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, just outside. After all those changeups, there's no way that Lowe was going to be able to pull the trigger on a fastball.
No, if this was a strike, a little more inside, he probably would have taken it anyway. Definitely outside. Trying to hit the outside corner, just missed a little bit.
Now the count is even to Lowe. The 2-2. And another chopper foul. Well, Jason Frazier has been forced to throw 28 pitches in this inning. He has struck out 2. He has given up 2 hits. Dealing with the pinch hitter, David Lowe. The runners at the corners. Frazier okays the sign and comes set. A check of the runners. Pitch inside, and Moustakas will just waltz down to second. They won't even bother to worry about him. The count has gone full. If Lowe continues the inning, Alcides Escobar is waiting in the on-deck circle.
A long time since you've heard this at this ballpark.
Yep. The payoff pitch. Inside and low, ball 4. That'll load him up for Escobar.
Well, Jason was throwing the ball great. Butler and Perez both struck out and didn't have a chance. Then Cain dribbled, hit one up the middle pretty good. Moustakas broken bat looper. A walk to Lowe after being ahead in the count. Couldn't put him away. And it's turned into a long inning, and the Rangers are going to have to get out of a bases loaded jam.
Yeah, and Jason Frazier, after throwing 30 pitches, is not going to be able to finish the inning. Instead, it'll be Neftali Feliz asked to come in and get the final out with the bases full. So another pitching change here at Kauffman Stadium. We'll be back right after this on TXA 21. Now Jason Frazier has to leave the game after 30 pitches and 2 base hits and a walk. A couple of strikeouts, and Neftali Feliz, for the first time since coming back off the disabled list, put in a game situation. He is here in the 8th inning with 2 outs and the bases full in a 1-1 ball game.
Well, he's been throwing the ball well. Not back to where he used to be, but there's been times where he's popped his fastball at 94 miles an hour. Throwing some good change-ups. But he's always had some margin for error. There's no margin for error right now.
No, there is none. Bases full of Royals. Here's Escobar, who is 0 for 2. And the first fastball is outside at 95, ball 1. Escobar has flied out twice to center field. He was hit by a pitch last time up. Feliz with a 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Now, if you're Ron Washington, you're hoping that after a year and a half, the feeling of closing out a game will kick back in for Feliz. Ball 3.
Well, he's not missing by a lot. All 3 fastballs have been in the exact same place. Got to make a little adjustment, bring it back over the plate now.
No place to put Escobar. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. That walks in the go-ahead run. Well, the Royals lead it 2-1, and Ron Washington out there. Now he wants the left-hander Joseph Ortiz. So Neftali Feliz asked to come in to get the final out. Couldn't get it done. He walked Alcides Escobar on 4 pitches. That run charged to Jason Frazier. But the damage done, and now Joseph Ortiz will come on to see if he can't stop it right here and keep it a 1-run game. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. Royals have taken the lead. Back after this on TXA 21. Dejected Neftali Feliz on the bench after a 4-pitch walk with the bases full has given the Royals a 2-1 lead. And now Joseph Ortiz on for his 32nd time this year.
Well, Joseph's job is pretty simple. He's got Alex Gordon. He's got to get him out. And the Rangers will have the hard task of trying to score off Greg Holland, the all-star closer for the Royals. He's got probably as good stuff as any closer in the league. But before you get to that point, you got to get out of this inning.
Yep. See if he can keep it at a 2-1 ball game. Ortiz worked night before last, worked the 3rd of an inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run in that ball game down in St. Petersburg. Well, here's Alex Gordon, who is 0 for 4 tonight. He has grounded out to second 3 times and flied to left. Moustakas at third, Lowe at second, Escobar at first. Ortiz first pitch. Fouled back. It is 0-1. Gerard Dyson has come into the ball game as a pinch runner at second base for David Lowe. There's Dyson. The 0-1 is coming to Gordon. 1-1. Moustakas had a 2-out single. Lowe, the pinch hitter, had a 2-out walk. Dyson now pinch run for him. Alcides Escobar had a bases loaded walk. Ground ball to the right side. Kinsler on to first, and Ortiz does his job. He gets Gordon, and the Royals leave the bases full, but they take the lead. And Greg Holland coming in. The 9th inning coming up. The Royals 2, the Rangers 1. Now the Royals have taken a 2-1 lead. We are in the 9th inning now, and Greg Holland, the closer, is on to face Adrian Beltre to start things off as the Rangers try to come from behind. First pitch, a breaking ball, is outside, ball 1. Numbers on Holland, 64th appearance of the year for the All-Star closer.
94 strikeouts.
1-1.
Holland has pitched 62 innings. He's only given up 37 hits, 15 walks, 94 strikeouts. Those are definitely all-star numbers. 43 saves, 3rd in the league coming into the game.
Beltre fouls it off. Now finds himself down in a 1-2 hole. Comeback wins. Yep, the Rangers leading the pack. They have 45. And they're going to have to make it 46 if they're going to maintain their status here tonight. Holland with the 1-2 pitch coming to Beltre. 1 out. Now we'll take a look at the Honda flashback moment in the 2nd inning. Only ball game, or only part of the ball game the Rangers able to score. A.J. Pierzynski almost hit it out. Hit it halfway up the wall. Adrian Beltre able to score from first on that double. That's our Honda flashback moment of the ball game. A.J. a rip and a miss. 0-1. '27-year-old Greg Holland back to the plate, and he missed outside. A ball and a strike. Holland took over as the closer last year. End of July, had 16 saves. This year he is tied for 2nd in the American League. 2-1 now. The pitch to Pierzynski. Top foul, and the count is 2-2. Holland just 1 save shy of tying Dan Quisenberry, late Dan Quisenberry, for the 2nd highest total of saves in Royals history. 44 of them. Oh, and A.J., I don't know how in the world he made contact with that.
Well, he's got a good off-speed pitch. And he's got a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Pretty good combination.
Rangers down by a run. Top of the 9th inning with 1 out. The 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 away. Mitch Moreland, the Rangers' last hope.
You can see the combination of fastball off speed, the strikeouts, and the reason he's having the kind of year he's having.
Mitch 0 for 3 tonight. He's popped out, grounded out, and flied out. Got time called. Moreland 0 for 1 against Holland. Hit high in the air to pretty deep left center field, but Dyson ranging into the alley, puts it away, and the Royals have beaten the Rangers in the first game of this three-game series. 2-1, the final tonight, as Greg Holland gets his 44th save of the year. Luke Hochevar gets the win in relief. And the Royals win their 43rd home game of the year. That's the most since they won 43 back in 1993, 20 years ago. So 2-1 the final. We'll be back to wrap things up from Kauffman Stadium right after this. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best-selling trucks for 36 straight years. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T UVerse TV. And by TXU Energy. The right things right now. 1-866-CALL TXU. We'll be back with some final thoughts on this 2-1 Kansas City win right after this on TXA 21. Well, the Royals take the first game of this three-game weekend series. 2-1 the final. The Royals 2 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The Rangers 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. 2 hours and 59 minutes it took. And the winner, Luke Hochevar, moves to 5-2. Jason Frazier takes the loss. He is 4-3. Greg Holland with his 44th save of the year. So for Tom Grieve and our entire crew, this is Steve Busby saying good night from Kansas City. Join us tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest as the series with the Royals continues. Coming up next, the TXA 21 Rangers postgame show with Gina Miller and Mark McLemore. Tonight's game was produced by Kurt Dykert, directed by Dave Burchett. The associate producers Kelly Donaldson and Eric Josephson. Thanks for watching Texas Rangers on TXA 21, your home for Friday Night Baseball.